When water disappears, mysteries hidden. Beneath its surface come to light what once seemed bottomless and endless suddenly becomes accessible after a drought. Unexpected discoveries emerge in canals, lakes, and other water bodies. Treasures from the past, sunken ships, buried villages, and even ancient artifacts. These aquatic secrets come alive and tell their stories, allowing us to glimpse into the past and learn more about our world. Welcome to Top Facts Channel, and today, let's embark on a fascinating journey to uncover incredible findings made after a drought. Enjoy the show, and let's dive in. A severe drought in Iraq led to a surprising archaeological discovery. An ancient city that lay at the bottom of the Tigris River was found by researchers. The city was founded between the 15th and 13th centuries BCE and belonged to the Mitanni Empire. It might be the ruins of the ancient trade city of Zakiku, destroyed by an earthquake in 1350 BCE. The city submerged about 40 years ago after the construction of the Mosul Dam, but due to the record drought in the region, the water level in the river dropped, allowing scientists to study the city. Among houses and multi-story buildings, archaeologists found the possible location of a palace and several towers. 5 ceramic vessels with cuneiform script were also discovered, which could provide valuable information about life during the decline of the Mitanni Empire. Music. In our next episode, the underwater village of Kuron resurfaces after being submerged for 70 years. This village was home to hundreds of people until it was flooded in 1950 due to the construction of a hydroelectric power station and the merging of 2 nearby lakes. Some parts of it, such as part of the church spire, remained visible above the water and served as inspiration for the Netflix show Quran. Currently, the lake is temporarily drained for maintenance, giving tourists and locals a chance to see the village for the first time. Many Quran residents opposed the construction of the dam and the lake before they were built. Over 160 houses were abandoned when the Arizia Lake was created. It is intriguing to stroll through the remains of an old village submerged over 70 years ago. What secrets does this underwater settlement hold? Foreign. But what happens when water disappears? In Mexico, something amazing occurred. The ruins of a long-forgotten temple emerged from beneath the water, the river feeding. The Nezahualcóyotl Reservoir decreased significantly due to drought, lowering the water level by 80 feet. Thanks to this, we can now see a part of Spanish history that remained underwater for over half a century. This temple was constructed in the 16th century but was closed in the 17th century due to a plague outbreak. The temple submerged in 1966 after the construction of a dam. However, in 2021, due to the reduced water volume, the temple resurfaced now. Local fishermen offer boat tours to tourists eager to get a closer look at the ruins and approach the temple's walls. In 2002, visitors could even enter the temple's remains. This discovery reminds us of the importance of cherishing natural resources and leaving a legacy for future generations. Water is not just life, but also the history of our planet. The Mississippi River is one of the most famous and vital rivers in the USA. But what happens when its water level drops to unprecedented levels this year? Severe drought and abnormal heat led to a low water level in the Mississippi, resulting in the unexpected discovery of the sunken casino boat Diamond Lady. This vessel was operational in the 1990s, serving as a floating casino before being decommissioned in 1999 and moored at Riverside Park in Memphis. Only this year, due to the low water level, the boat was found at the river's bottom. This discovery reminds us that nature is an unpredictable and powerful force that can change our lives at any moment. We must treat natural resources with care and respect to preserve them for future generations. Next, we talk about the drying of the Euphrates River, which has revealed ancient mysteries. The exposed bed of the Qadisiyah Reservoir in Iraq has unveiled the ruins of an ancient city, possibly older than Babylon, known as the City of Anna. However, these are not merely tombs, as some researchers suggest. Rather, they appear to be entrances to underground dungeons. Here one can find staircases leading into narrow tunnels, and some structures resemble reinforced concrete constructions. Strange sounds emanate from these ancient subterranean chambers. Resembling moans and cries, locals have become fearful of this place as it exudes an aura of mystery and dread. What these sounds are and what lies behind these ancient walls remains an enigma. Nonetheless, this highlights the seriousness of drought as a global problem, emphasizing the need for careful conservation of water resources. Now we will tell you about an extraordinary discovery in Texas. Due to a severe drought, the Biloxi River dried up and exposed traces of dinosaurs that once inhabited the region millions of years ago. Our ancestors, the giant reptiles, left a trail of footprints stretching for many meters along the now dry riverbed. Among them were the tracks of the predatory Acrocanthosaurus, which measured up to approximately 15 feet in length and weighed about 7 tons. There were also footprints of the herbivorous Sauroposeidon, a giant that towered approximately 59 feet high and weighed up to 44 tons. Usually all these tracks are hidden underwater, making them challenging to discover. Paleontologists have limited time to study these traces as rain is expected in the region soon, which will submerge everything back underwater. This serves as a reminder that much still lies hidden beneath the waters, waiting for exploration. How would you react if you stumbled upon part of an ancient predator's jaw during a walk? Well, that's precisely what happened to Wiley Pruitt from Mississippi. Most intriguingly, it turned out to be a jawbone of the American lion, a giant predator weighing over 1,100 pounds and measuring more than 6.5 feet in length. Such a find is not only fascinating in itself, but also significant for science, as it marks the fourth discovery of this animal in the Mississippi River. The existence of the American lion was unknown until the 1830s, when it was first discovered in Mississippi. The reasons for its extinction remain a mystery. In the waters of the Po River in Italy, a bomb from World War II was found, and its disposal required the evacuation of 3,000 civilians. The bomb was spotted by fishermen when the river's water level became unusually low due to the drought. Sappers disarmed the device by removing the detonator and then transported the bomb to a remote quarry where it was safely destroyed through a controlled explosion. This is not the first instance of discovering unexploded ordnance. But why do such findings still occur? Decades after World War II's end, military bombs can be buried deep in the ground buildings, rivers, or in hard-to-reach terrain. Furthermore, their exact locations may be incorrectly marked on maps or forgotten. Over time, these factors contribute to the continued discovery of unexploded ordnance, posing a real threat to residents. In Spain, the submerged ghost village of Acheredo was found having been underwater for over 30 years. According to locals, it looks like scenes from a movie that one would typically see in a cinema. The Alto Lindoso Reservoir was created in 1992 with the construction of a dam, leading to the flooding of the village. Now, with the water level reduced to 15 of its capacity, the ruins of Acheredo have become a tourist attraction, drawing many visitors. The discovery of the submerged village raises concerns among local residents about potential climate change consequences. On the other hand, submerged villages can serve as valuable sources of historical data for researchers and archaeology enthusiasts. The island of Mormons, flooded by a lake in California, has finally revealed its secrets. After 60 years, the town was founded in 1848 after the discovery of gold at its peak. It was home to 2,500 immigrants seeking wealth in the region. However, after the gold ran out, the town quickly became deserted. In the 1950s, the town was completely demolished and its remnants were submerged by Folsom Lake. But a recent period of drought caused the water level in the lake to drop to a historic low, exposing the ruins of the Island of Mormons once again. Now we can see the stone foundations of the town, piles of rusty nails tool, details and broken bottles that have been lying at the bottom of the lake for 60 years. This remarkable discovery shows how history can remain hidden under water and how drought can lead to the revelation of past secrets. Nature continues to amaze us with its mysteries. In Spain, a severe drought has led to the emergence of ruins of an ancient Roman camp that was submerged in 1948. This camp was used by the Romans as a temporary fort and military barracks. During the construction of the historic Via Nova Road, it was abandoned around 120 AD but was rediscovered in the 1920s by local archaeologist Florentino Lopez Cuevillas. Later in 1948, the camp was flooded after the construction of a hydroelectric power station, but now, thanks to the drought, we can see its ruins again. Additionally, receding waters have exposed the ruins of an 11th century church in the village of San Roman de Sao and a prehistoric stone circle. These ruins were submerged in the 1960s. When a nearby dam was built, normally we can only see the bell tower of this church, but now, thanks to the drought, we can see much more. Who knows what other secrets may lie at the bottom of rivers and reservoirs? We will find out more in our upcoming segment. The drought affecting Europe has led to the Danube, one of the most important rivers on the continent, reaching an extremely low water level. However, this time it has exposed an unusual historical artifact, the remains of dozens of German military ships sunk during World War II. The ships are still lying at the river's bottom and can pose a threat to navigation in the fishing industry as they contain tons of ammunition and explosives. Furthermore, the shipwrecks obstruct river traffic during low water levels. Serbian residents believe they pose a threat to them and the environment. Drought and high temperatures have also hindered navigation on other rivers in Europe, including Germany, Italy, and France. Some of the ships can still be seen boasting towers, command bridges, and twisted hulls. The government has recently announced a tender for salvaging the hulls and removing the ammunition to prevent threats to local residents and the surrounding environment. In Louisiana, they also discovered the remains of a sunken 19th century trading ship due to the record low water level. In the Mississippi River, a man named Patrick Ford discovered the ship's wreckage during his daily searches along the riverbank. The ship Brook Hill was built in Indiana in 1896 for trading purposes and sank, along with another vessel, in 1915. The ship's wreckage was partially discovered in the 1990s, but the record low water level in the Mississippi River allowed researchers to find even more remains. Archaeologists have confirmed that it was indeed the Brook Hill, and boats built at that time are unique and rare, as there is little documentation about them in the Yangtze River basin in Sichuan province, China. Statues of Buddhas have been discovered, one of which dates back 600 years. What secrets could such an ancient statue hold? According to researchers, this find has great historical value and can provide us with valuable insights into the culture and beliefs of the people who created it. The Buddha statue was found during excavations in the middle of a large rock, and two more smaller Buddha statues were found alongside it. This is a truly remarkable discovery. Standing about 2 feet tall, the statue is seated on a lotus base and has been well preserved for 6 centuries. All three statues hold great spiritual significance for the local residents and may attract tourists from all over the world. Hopefully, the discovery of these ancient Buddha statues will bring us more knowledge about China's culture and history. Europe is facing serious problems due to droughts, which continue to cause damage to crops and concern among scientists. Regions like Elbe and the Czech River recently exposed ruins and ammunition remaining from conflicts that occurred many years ago. Recent droughts are linked to record temperatures, leading to soil dryness and crop issues. Unfortunately, the climate continues to warm, raising concerns about the consequences of extreme meteorological droughts. The current drought in northern and central Europe is one of the strongest regional droughts in recent times and is accompanied by abnormally high temperatures. How this will impact the ecology and people in the future remains unknown. However, it could serve as a good reason to discuss climate change and what we can do to combat these problems. Music. Recently, a 400-year-old stone bridge was discovered in China which had long been submerged in Lake Poyang. The bridge was built during the Ming Dynasty and has a length of approximately 8,710 feet, making it the longest stone bridge across a lake in China. The bridge is known as the bridge with 1,000 spans due to 948 openings used to facilitate drainage during floods. Normally, the bridge remains underwater, but due to a severe drought, the water level in Lake Poyang dropped to 32 feet, and the bridge became visible. This ancient bridge is an important historical and cultural monument which is now being restored using special means. How much time do you think it took to build such a bridge during the Ming Dynasty? Foreign archaeologists have recently found ancient ruins in Ireland resembling the famous Stonehenge in England. The discovery was accidental thanks to heat and drought that changed the color of the grass in a field. The ruins form a circular mark with a diameter of approximately 492 feet, dating back about 5000 years. This is part of the archaeological complex of Bruna Boyne located north of Dublin, including burial mounds, menhirs, and other hinges. According to scientists, assumptions this structure could have been used for rituals and accommodate several thousand people. The ruins have some differences from Stonehenge, such as double ditches, forming a circle. This finding has international significance as it will help expand our knowledge of architecture and rituals of ancient civilizations. When the authorities emptied this 200-year-old canal, what they found at the bottom was extraordinary. People were sure it was a small spaceship that crashed. Then an elderly person who was a sailor during World War II said people should run far away from there. The old man recognized it as an unexploded naval mine from that time. He probably saved many lives that day. So how did this mine end up in the canal, do you think it was still dangerous? In North Dakota, as a result of the drought on the Missouri River, the sunken steamboat Eben O'Neill was discovered, which transported grain over 130 years ago. Due to the water level decrease at Garrison Dam, archaeologists were able to find the remains of the ship, which have remained virtually untouched since it sank. The sunken vessel was also spotted in 2011 during a Missouri River flood. A local resident, Nick Edinger, went to see the shipwreck site and shared his impressions of how important it is to preserve historical objects. Evan O'Neill's ship has become an important symbol of history for him, allowing him to see the real iron and wood from which this ship was made. He called on the community to show respect for the ship's remains, as it is public property and a protected historical object. Thus, the sunken steamboat Eben O'Neill has become an interesting subject for research and has attracted the attention of history enthusiasts. This unique artifact allows us to glimpse into the past and better understand how goods were transported on rivers over 100 years ago. Sun Moon Lake is one of the most famous places in Taiwan as it offers incredibly beautiful landscapes with bright turquoise water. However, this winter, temperatures have been too warm and there has been almost no rainfall, causing the water level to drop significantly. But it's not all sadness, as now tourists can see the statue 9 Folded Frogs, which is usually underwater. In reality, the statue has several parts and was designed to be visible only underwater. However, now 7 of the 9 frogs are visible above the water, which is truly an unusual sight. One of the tourists says that this has happened before many years ago, but it's the first time she has seen it. Moreover, due to the lack of rain, the pink trumpet tree blossomed much earlier than usual. Its flowers resemble cherry blossoms and look splendid. How do you think this could impact the upcoming planting season? Could water scarcity become a problem for farmers? For now, we hope for rain and that the water level in Sun Moon Lake will return to normal. After all, the beauty of Sun Moon Lake and its attractions should not suffered due to weather conditions. At this point, our episode has come to an end. I kindly ask you to leave any comment under this video, give it a thumbs up, and subscribe to the Top Facts channel. See you tomorrow in our new episode.